Yes, good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the topic law of diminishing marginal utility. In the last class, we seen the introduction of law of diminishing marginal utility. This class, what are the assumptions of this theory, and what are the diagrammatic illustration, and what are the limitations of the law of diminishing marginal utility. So I gave in the picture the illustration or the table only. Here I will explain what is what only. Yeah, that is. First, what are the assumptions or in this theory? First one, other things remaining unchanged. Here, the other things means the taste and preference, and then price of the goods or commodity, or the preferences of the goods and the income of the people. These are remaining or constant only. There is no changes only. In this time only, continuously a man will consume the same product in the small amount. Then only his satisfaction level will be continuously, total utility will be increased, but the marginal utility will be declined. That is why it is called law of diminishing marginal utility. Here in the picture, I will show the picture also. Yes, this is law of diminishing marginal utility illustration. Here in the x-axis, units of oranges, and then y-axis marginal utility. If suppose the units of oranges are increasing, for example, first orange he consume, his maximum utility will be 10. That is called only the total utility 10. And the marginal utility also 10. Again, he will consume the second unit. And then second fruit of orange, his total utility will be increased 18, 10 to 18. But the marginal utility only 8 because the difference between the first and second unit's total utility is called marginal utility. Again, third one he consumed 24 is a total utility. Then the marginal utility is 6 only. Again, he consumed the fourth unit, his total utility will be 28 and the marginal utility is a 4 only. So again and again, 5, 6, 7, he will consume in the same fruit in the minimum time or the small amount of time only. His total utility will be increases, but the increasing level will be decline. So the marginal utility will be decreases. Here, fourth unit he consumed, he got 28 total utility, and the fifth unit 30. After the fifth unit, sixth unit he consumes, it will be constant only. There is no increasing in the total utility. Here the marginal utility is 0 because there is no difference between the total utility of the prior unit and then another unit. So that is why it is a 0 only. And then again he will continue the same unit. What happened? It will be negative. So after reaching the 0 of marginal utility, his marginal utility will be declined. Here, after the sixth unit, it will be declined in the negative only. So that is why it is called negative utility, -2 only. So the MU curve is downward sloping. MU means marginal utility curve. It is downward sloping because of the fact that consumption of a successive unit gives less satisfaction. So the less successive consumption will be given only the less satisfaction. Yes, so this is the illustration, assumption, and what are the limitation? The law of diminishing marginal utility is criticized by the modern economics because this is propounded by Alfred Marshall. He is the ancient or the olden economics only because his theory, he said this is only the quantitative analysis. Quantitative means we can measure the utility in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. But in real life, it is not possible because after we consuming anything, our satisfaction level will be, we can feel only, we cannot express in the numbers. That is why it is the first limitation. It is not quantitative. So that is why it is not possible or suitable for practical life. And the next one, other things remains constant. Then only it will be applicable. So other things is not constant in the real life because day-to-day life it will be only the continuous changes only applicable. The next one, it is only applicable for the short time. For example, within 30 minutes he is consuming the same amount of units, then only marginal unit will be, utility will be declines. But he will give the some gap between the consumption, his marginal utility will be not declined. So that is why it is also one of the limitation. Another one is law of diminishing marginal utility is not applicable for all goods. For example, suppose some habits or some satisfaction of goods will be does not decline, it will be increases only. For example, stamp collection. If the habit of stamp collection is total utility also increases, there is no diminishing marginal utility because his interest will be included in higher manner only, not in the lower or the decline. So that is why it is not applicable for all goods. So these are the limitation. Even though there are so many limitation in the law of diminishing marginal utility, but it is the first utility theory in the economic world, and also it is possible to applicable for the some taxes also apply. Yes, thank you, students.